A third Huntingburg resident has been arrested in connection with a July 2013 murder in Louisville. We'll have more on that. Plus, we bring you the full rundown of the 2014 general election results, and Janet Schnell and Farron Level talk about teen mental health first aid tonight on Inform. All of that and much more is up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Hello, I'm Bradford Raths. We'll have the election recap for you shortly, but we begin with Louisville police arresting a third Huntingburg resident who was wanted in connection with a July 2013 murder in Louisville. Reports out of Louisville say 17-year-old Leonel Hernandez was taken into custody yesterday. Hernandez is facing murder, complicity to commit robbery, and various other charges stemming from the shooting death of Darius Miller. Reports say Hernandez was charged last year, but police had not been able to find him until yesterday. Now, Louisville Metro Police say Miller was shot in the parking lot of the Walgreens at 35th and Broadway Streets in Louisville following an altercation during the early morning hours of July 28, 2013. Louisville authorities say 22-year-old Kyle Chambers of Huntingburg is the person who shot Miller. Miller was pronounced dead after being taken to University of Louisville Hospital. Chambers was taken into custody a few hours after the shooting after being found in Huntingburg. A second person, 18-year-old Destiny Trusty, turned herself in to Huntingburg police later that day following a search that lasted several hours. Both Chambers and Trusty are awaiting trial on their charges. Well, the 2014 election is now in the books, and numerous seats in Du Bois and surrounding counties changed hands this time around. Starting here in Du Bois County, Democrat Elmer Bramus faced incumbent Republican Doug Ubelor for the County Commissioner's District 2 seat. Bramus won out in a tight race with 52% of the vote to Ubelor's 48%. Bramus thanked Ubelor for running a clean campaign. He says keeping Du Bois County moving forward will involve the efforts of many people.
It is a team. It's not one person. It is the commissioner is a board of commissioners, so it is a team. We will serve together, and not only that, we will work with all of the leaders of the county council, and all of the employees of the council, all of the officers in the county, and it's going to be a team effort through and through.
Meanwhile, there were also a pair of county council races that were contested. In Council District 2, Democrat Mary Becky Beckman won with 58% of the vote. Republican challenger Adrian Engelberth had 42%. Beckman says those closest to her went a long way towards making this campaign a successful one for her.
My family and friends and all the supporters and the people that know me and trust me and know that I'm genuine and will do for them, and not just on certain subjects, but all across the board.
In the other county council race, it was Republican Charmaine Clem coming out victorious. Clem took 55% of the vote to 45% for Democratic challenger Nancy Wilson. Clem says she was very excited to win the seat. She says yesterday was a bit of a nervous day for her.
After crunching those numbers, I didn't know what to expect tonight, and I'm just really excited that the hard work that I put in, I was personally been to 1,400 homes in the county, and just really sacrificed. Our family did a lot for Du Bois County, so we're excited that it turned out in our favor.
Moving now to the Circuit Court judges race, Democrat Nathan Verkamp defeated Republican challenger Kevin Kraus by a margin of 58% to 42%. Verkamp says he's pleased with how the election turned out for him.
It's just really humbling for me at this point to get the nod and of the confidence of the people of Du Bois County, and that's kind of what I've always said through my whole campaign, is that I'm committed to Du Bois County, and I'm going to work hard. I'm going to work hard for the people of Du Bois County.
Other contested county races included the Recorder's race and the Madison Township Trustees race. Democrat Becky Gates returns to the Recorder's office with a victory over Republican Greg Abel. Gates won 52% of the vote to 48% for Abel. And in the Madison Township Trustees race, Republican Kitty Merkley won a tight race with Democrat Jay Terwisky. That margin was also 52 to 48% in favor of Merkley. Overall, County Clerk Bridget Jarboe says Election Day was a success in Du Bois County. Jarboe won her own re-election bid over Democratic challenger Cheryl Schnell. Jarboe says now that the election is over, the county will continue working towards voting centers. She says folks have been receptive to the changes thus far.
The voting centers are always an option. We're not going to force it on anybody. We're doing it in baby steps with the combining of some of the precincts and allowing them to work together, signing in your precinct, but being able to vote on any machine. We expanded that for this fall, and it seemed to work really well. The voters seemed to like it. The poll workers really liked it, so that helps us.
There were also notable state and federal races yesterday that affected DuBois County. In the Indiana 8th Congressional District, incumbent Republican Larry Bucshon won big over Democratic challenger Tommy Spangler. Bucshon won 18 of the 19 counties and garnered more than 103,000 votes. Spangler's lone victory was in Perry County. He had a total of just under 61,300 votes district-wide. The District 47 State Senate race went to Republican Aaron Houchin. Houchin unseats incumbent Democrat Richard Young by a nearly 1,400 vote margin across the area. Houchin won DuBois and Orange counties by wide margins. Young captured a tight race in Crawford County and also won Perry County. In District 48, Republican Mark Messmer won out over Democrat Larry Vollmer. Messmer carried all 6 counties in that district. The tightest margin of victory was in Warwick County. Messmer says his transition from the House of Representatives to the state Senate will be seamless. He plans to continue working to develop Indiana's economy as a state senator.
When you ask people what the most important thing is to them is, the first, second, third thing are jobs in the economy. And so we really need to continue to focus on that and make sure people have good, high-paying jobs to support their families. It makes everything else in our society, in our culture, in our schools, everything kind of flows from that.
On the state level, Republicans carried the Secretary of State, Auditor, and Treasurer's races. Connie Lawson was reelected as Secretary of State, Suzanne Crouch was reelected as Auditor, and Kelly Mitchell will be the new State Treasurer. All 3 fared well here in southwestern Indiana. The only county they lost here locally was Perry County. Moving now to Spencer County, several races were very tightly contested. The District 4 race for the Spencer County Council was the tightest of these races. Democrat Todd Rooksler defeated Republican Matthew Knepper by just 8 votes. The other tightly contested Spencer County race was for the Sheriff's Office. Republican Jim McDermott wins out over Democrat Kelly Renke. McDermott gained 52% of the vote to Renke's 48%. Democrat Dan Wilkinson is the new prosecutor for Spencer County. Wilkinson won that race with 54% of the vote over Republican challenger Kelly Korn. Other notable results included Republican Autumn Winkler winning the auditor's race and Republican Robert Fuller winning a 3-person race for the county coroner's office. Turning to a statewide perspective on the election, big Republican victories across the state in these elections leave Indiana Democrats in the position of having to rebuild their party, at least according to some political experts. Republicans easily won the 3 statewide offices we mentioned, topping the ticket in yesterday's elections. They also added to their state Senate supermajority and protected their supermajority in the House. Andy Downs with the Mike Downs Center for Indiana Politics says Democrats need to start by restocking their bench with local officials who can run for higher office. Now, Indiana lacked any marquee battles to draw out voters, but voters still showed up in numbers greater than expected yesterday, per early reports. Republican Party Chairman Tim Berry attributes the victory to a strong grassroots network. Finally this evening, the State Board of Education is finally set to release Indiana's AF school grades following a 3-week delay. The board had been expected to approve those grades back on October 15th, but delayed that until a meeting held earlier today after officials from 2 schools told the panel their students' international baccalaureate scores had been improperly factored. Now, Indiana's school grades are key factors in determining teacher pay and school funding. They also help determine whether a school is taken over by private operators. Former state school superintendent Tony Bennett secretly overhauled the school grading formula back in 2012 to raise the grade for an Indianapolis charter school founded by a Republican donor. Bennett resigned as Florida's schools chief shortly after the grade change was uncovered last year. Indiana leaders then launched a review of that grading formula. We will let you know how all of the local county schools fared as soon as those numbers are made available to us. All right, coming up after the break, your local forecast, sports with Kurt Guxell, and Inform with Janet Schnell and Farron Level. That's all up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Local people watching local people.